So this is the first live stream I've done in a while. So I'm not sure how many viewers we will get on. I haven't promoted this or advertised it and preset it. I just gone live spontaneously. So I'm planning on doing these every Saturday around this time. Oh, we got one viewer on already. Hey, welcome. So feel free to chat away. Any questions? So if we don't get any questions, I will just go into a channeling. But hopefully we get a few subscribers on the channel and we get some questions out. In the future it's going to be a Q&A session, and so come back Saturday mornings 10 a.m. Central Time, which is I believe 11 a.m. Eastern US time, and you'll be able to get your questions answered by the Yahyel. And so perhaps for this live stream I just do a channeling. Hey, welcome viewer. We'll just give it a few moments just to see if we get a few people log on live. Log on, log off. Hey, welcome, person with an extremely challenging name. Hey, Sarai, welcome. Oh, cool, we're getting a few people logging on. Nice. Welcome, guys. I don't know how I pronounce your name. Kyrgyz22. Kyrgyz22. Welcome, Sarai, Astral. Welcome. Hey, Blue Eagle. Hey, Darnell. Hey, long time no. Oh, cool. We're getting a few people logging on. I wasn't sure if we get many people on. Just do it going live at the Blue app like this. We've got 7 people on already. Nice. So welcome, guys. So I'm going to go into the channeling state. I'm going to channel the Yahyel. Cool, 9 people already. We're flowing. We're back in live stream mode. First time I've done a live stream in quite a while. I used to do a lot of live streams back when I was in Glastonbury. I don't know, those of you who've been following my channel for quite a while, if you remember, about just over 4 years ago I was living in Glastonbury in the UK, which used to be Avalon. It's the big spiritual centre. It's the place where all the spiritual people go in the UK. And I was doing a lot of live streams then, and my channel really got really big. I was getting a lot of views, and I've been trying to get my channel moving again, because if you notice, it's gone a little bit quieter. It's not like the old days when I used to get like 10,000 views on videos, nearly. So, and I remembered I was just watching a YouTube live on how to get your YouTube channel going again. And I remembered, like, when I was in Glastonbury, I was doing a lot of live streams. And I think they recommend you do the live streams to, it gets your stats up or something for the viewer time. But anyway, you're not here for advice on how to grow your YouTube channel. You're here to interact with the Yahyel. So I will enter the channeling state, and let's see if I can get the messages on screen all the time. I'm a bit rusty, well, very rusty at this. I haven't done it in ages. Hey, Living Poetry. Hey, Alyssa, welcome. Nice to see you here. It's, yeah, so if anyone has any questions, hey, Living Poetry, get some questions firing. Because once one person asks the questions, it gets going. Always like this in like a live channeling or any like spiritual event or online thing. Like you say, has anyone got any questions? And it's like tumbleweed. It's like, It's like and completely silent. No one has any questions. Then as soon as people ask one or two questions, all of a sudden everyone has hundreds of questions. You like start off the session and you like can't get any questions going, so you can't get started. But as soon as they get going, it's like everyone. It's like the questions get people thinking or something. I don't know exactly what it is. And then at the end of the session, you've got like too many questions and you can't answer them all. So nice. So we've got a question here from Horizon. So welcome Horizon. Welcome. Oh, fellow UK follower, nice. So I was just thinking like about the UK. I was planning to start at 9:30, so I'm going to start doing these regularly, either 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern Time, or maybe 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern Time, around this time. Which was, I was just thinking that would be 3:30 like UK time if it was 9:30 Central Time, which would be an auspicious time in the UK. So, hi, Ashutosh Upadhyay. Sorry, am I not very well pronounced. Ashutosh. Hello, Ashutosh. Maybe I say it in an Indian accent. How do you manage? What would any of the Yahyel want to tell me? Okay, we've got a few questions coming here. Nice, guys. Nice. Thanks for the questions. So I'll go into the channeling state. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because I've got to come out of the channeling state. And I've got to... What's this do here? This button. No. Live chat, all messages are visible. I want to get it so the messages are on the screen all the time. Otherwise I'm going to have to not only open my eyes to read the message, but I'm going to have to press the screen. But this is going to be a dance of consciousness, getting this all working. So apologies if I miss any questions, guys, because this is really tricky. I'm doing this on my own. Maybe one day I will have an assistant and be all organised that could like relay the questions to me. But right now I'm doing this all on my own in my little room in Peru. And so I'm going to be like channeling and then opening my eyes and then scrolling up the screen and reading the questions. But I've done this before and it tends to work. I can get the hang of it. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, stop talking, Jonathan. Let the Yahyel come through. I shut the door. How's the connection, by the way, guys? Also, let me know how the connection is. It seems pretty good. Hold on. Let me check something. Yeah, Wi-Fi is off. Cell phone data is on. It's much faster on cell phone data on 4G than hotel Wi-Fi. Could be used by other guests. So we had the first question was how do you manifest your future? So great question. So I'll just go into the channeling state and I will be, well, I'll probably be back in half an hour or so, however long we channel for, and the Yahyel will be here in a moment or two. One moment, as the Bishar would say. And thanks for joining, guys, as well. I really wasn't sure if we get any people logging on, like just going spontaneously live like this without telling anyone. And got 15 people live already, so that's awesome. So thank you very much, guys. Obviously a good time to do it. So it's going to be regular, guys. So see you same time next week. Probably do it at the same time because people are obviously available at this time. So welcome 16 people, 18 people. Oh, we're flying. Nice. Welcome, guys. So so I'm going to start doing this regularly every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. same time as this, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Continental Europe time, probably something like that. And yeah, and it's ask me anything, or ask the Yahyel anything, question and answer session. I'm about to go into the channeling state now, so you all logged on at the right time. And you can ask me absolutely anything, ask the Yahyel absolutely anything. The question is important to you. It's important that the Yahyel find it important to answer it, no matter what you think it is. And so I'll go into the channeling state now. Hello, hello, Earth. Good day, welcome. Exciting, exciting times. We are glad to be reconnecting with you in this way, in this form, at this time. We are very appreciative of the many of you that are logging into this transmission so that we can co-create this together in this form, in this way. As the great Bashar has once and many times said, we learn as much from these interactions as you learn. And so we would like to proceed forth in the understanding that this is a co-creation. All things are perfect in their timing. All things are bliss. All things are divine. Even those things you see in your reality you do not prefer, they are coming from the source of consciousness, the source of creation, which is divinity, which is bliss. Bliss, Chit Ananda, consciousness, awareness, bliss, as it is sometimes referred to in the East, is the idea that it is the fabric of creation. It is the substratum of creation. So the more you can see the bliss, the consciousness, the awareness in those things you do not prefer, the more you will naturally be able to endure, the more you will naturally be able to appreciate, and the more with time you will naturally be able to see the awe, the divinity, and the bliss within all things. And so, according to the law of attraction, so we may now naturally segue into the first question from the questioner in your YouTube live chat system. How do we manifest our future? And so the idea is that we are manifesting our future all the time. You, us, all beings in creation. We are actually always manifesting our future. For the future is in a sense a reflection of the present, an echo of the present. And ultimately the future does not exist. There is only here and now. And you are actually shifting through different vibrational experiences in the present moment within your consciousness. You can observe this for yourselves in any given moment. The idea that there is only ever this moment. There is only ever this present moment. The future never comes. The past is never here. You can ask yourself in any given moment, is it the future now? No, it's still the present. Is it the future now? No, it's still the present. Is it the future now? No, it's still the present. Let's wait a bit and see if the future comes. Oh, look, we're in the future. Oh, look, no, we're not. We're in the present. So the idea is that everything is a stream of consciousness passing through your own consciousness. Everything is a stream, ultimately a projection of your own self, your own vibrational state, passing through your own consciousness moment to moment. And so you're never actually creating the future. You're only actually ever creating the present. Although we understand for the purpose of dialogue with your civilization that we can call it creating the future. It works for the purpose of interaction with your civilization, as this is the understanding you have come to create. But what you are actually creating is a stream of different experiences, moment to moment, in the present moment, streaming through your consciousness. Let's wait for the future in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, we're in the future. Are we? Of course we're not in the future. We're in the present. So perhaps this makes some sense to you. If not, do not worry, for this will work either way. So the idea is you are always creating a stream of consciousness through the present moment, through your consciousness. That which you may call the future, that which you say will occur. For example, after this transmission has ended in 2 hours' time, you are creating that now through what you focus upon. It's a vibrational creation. What you are focusing upon now in your reality is actually creating your future. So the present actually creates the future. So the most important thing is to focus on the present if you want to create a better future for yourself. Focus on the vibrational state if you want of the present if you want to create a better future for yourself. It is always important to create a better future for yourself to focus on the present, paradoxically, perhaps ironically. So the secret of manifesting a future, as you would call it, you prefer really another now in another vibrational access point of yourself down timeline. But so So yes, so the most important thing is to focus on your present moment to create a better, what you would term, future for yourself, because it is your vibrational state that creates your future reality. So the more you can actually let go of your future, the more you can actually not worry about your future, not even think about your future, but create a vibrational state you prefer in the present, the more you will actually create a better future for yourselves. So the more you can become centered, the more you can become aware of this very present moment, and interactions such as this are very good for this because you tend to become more presently focused during a channeling interaction such as this. The more you can become focused on this present moment and begin to choose a vibrational state you prefer in this present moment: joy, bliss, ecstasy, peace, serenity, excitement, intrigue, expansion, creativity, suspense. What's going to happen? The more you are tuning to a vibrational state that is creating a better future in your present, a better future present, as we may call it. And so this is the secret: really being more present, really being more centered in the present moment. And in the present moment, you can use ideas such as visualization, such as, for example, if you want to manifest a new cycle, a new bicycle, if you would like a new cycle to go cycling through the mountains or wherever you are located in your reality, you can use the process of visualizing a cycle that you prefer to give out a vibrational frequency of having a cycle you prefer in another future now. But the idea is the more you can be centered in the present and more feel into the vibrational joy of having that cycle already in the present. So perhaps we can try this now. So think of something you wish to create in your future. Create an image of it in your mind's eye. But the secret is to really enjoy the process of creating the image of it in your mind's eye. What would it like to be on that cycle, high in the mountains, 10,000 feet altitude, looking out over the snowy peaks, all around, bringing in the beautiful air? Wow, this feels amazing. What an amazing visualization exercise. I'm loving this visualization exercise. I'm loving being on this cycle. I'm loving being in the mountains. This is so exciting. Look at the birds. Look at that condor flying above. Look at the sunshine. It feels so warm, radiating on my face. Oh, I'm going to take my t-shirt off and just lie in this perfectly soft patch of grass because it feels so nice. The more you can create a vibration of what you prefer in the present moment, the more you can feel like you already have it in the present moment. So stay centered in the present moment. It's all about the present moment. There only ever is the present moment. And if you're enjoying the visualization exercise in the present moment, then you're less worried about your future. And paradoxically and ironically, you are actually more likely to attract a future you prefer due to not putting any negative spin on the future manifestation, as you would term it, by, for example, having a neediness for it to manifest, feeling that you are not happy in the present and you'll be more happier in the future if you have it. For then you are creating discordant vibrations, vibrations of unhappiness, vibrations of lack, vibrations of I don't have it now. But the more you can be in the present moment, in a state of joy, in a state of just enjoying the visualization exercise, enjoying just being happy for the sake of being happy in the moment, the more you will actually manifest what you prefer in the future. We hope that has answered your question. Question: what would any of the Yahyel want to tell me? Kurugis 22, 22. Language confusion. What would the Yahyel want to tell me? we would like to tell you specifically, Mr. K, as we will shorten your name to save confusion, is be yourself and lift yourself up. Lift yourself up to the stars. Stand tall, stand proud. Look to the stars at night. We feel you have a strong connection to extraterrestrial contact, to open contact. We sense this is a part of your passion, a part of your future, interaction with extraterrestrials. Perhaps you have already had some interaction with extraterrestrials or ships in your sky, experiences in dream state at night in the past, as you would term it. We sense your future interactions are very much connected to the Greys and the hybrid species, our species, the Shikani and the other hybrid species. We sense the more you can stand tall and look to the stars, feel proud, feel strong, feel wealthy, feel abundant, feel divine, feel convinced that you are worthy of connecting with our civilization, and spend time outside at night time, in nature, in your yard if you have one, looking at the sky, looking at the stars, and we will be coming in your skies. Amen. What do the Yahyel think about the vax? So, Cynthia, what do we think about the vax? We think it is a reflection of you. First and foremost, you have created this situation for yourselves. There has been much controversy in your civilization about vaccinations for some time. And so it has been knocking around in your subconscious of many of you, in the conscious of many of you. And so you have co-created this situation in your civilization so you can explore the idea further of you want to create more of the negative conspiratorial perspective of the vaccination, or you can begin to stay more positively oriented. You can begin to cooperate more and more with your pharmaceutical industries, your pharmaceutical operations, and understand that by doing this, by staying positive and interacting more and more with your pharmaceutical industries rather than labeling them in a negative perspective, you are actually creating a positive vibration. You are actually giving them more positive vibrations, which will encourage them to act in a more authentic, in integrity. And so it's ultimately all about vibration. We think it is exciting because you have created this reality within yourselves. Many of you are understanding that many of the conspiracies have been kind of way blown out of proportion, that there isn't actually an agenda on your reality to exterminate you all, that is kind of an extreme perspective. However, there is the other side of the coin, that yes, that your pharmaceutical industry is perhaps a little too oriented towards financial gain. It's just the way the industry is structured, the way your capitalist system is structured, and it's not necessarily the vaccination, and it's not necessarily the pharmaceutical industry that is to blame. It is just your way your civilization is evolved into the capitalist system. It is an opportunity to look at many of the structures in your world, the capitalist system, the methods of healthcare in your system, and to begin to question, how can we actually improve this? How can we improve our financial systems? How can we improve the structure of our industries to serve all? How can we improve the structure of our medical industry? How can we reach out to the financial industries? How can we reach out to our governments? How can we reach out to our pharmaceutical industries and suggest that perhaps they do things in a slightly different way? Perhaps there are other ways that can assist the health of Earth. Perhaps things such as proper nutrition, detoxification, proper exercise, proper diet, proper mental balance, things to transmute our mental imbalances and bring more peace, which is well known to create a stronger immune system in your reality. Perhaps we can use more natural vitamin structures. Perhaps we can become more open to the idea of spirituality, and perhaps many of us have a spiritual calling, and the misalignment to our spiritual calling is what is causing our immune system to become weaker. There are many things you can explore in your reality. So ultimately, we would say, without giving too much of an opinion, for ultimately you create your own reality, and you're all actually in different timelines due to your beliefs, due to your different perspectives. And so we are very much in a splitting prism of reality in your world, where there are some more darker timelines, where there are some more nefarious things going on in this industry. There are timelines coexisting and overlapping where the industry is very positively oriented and very well-meaning and very oriented towards really just helping your civilization move forward. So there are many timelines as there are many perspectives. And remember, your beliefs create your reality, your timeline, your perspectives create your timeline. And what you focus upon, as we have just stated, you create more of. So we suggest you look to the positives in this situation. Like, this is a positive. And what have we learned from this situation? For example, we have learned that we can perhaps interact more with these institutions, as we have talked about, to create more beneficial healthcare, financial, societal systems for your world as a whole. So we suggest you look to the positives, and there are many positives. And as you know, the vaccination has been generally mostly safe. There have been some incidences, but this is kind of inevitable in an experimental vaccine in an emergency situation. So overall, we are happy with this situation because we see it as an opportunity to explore your reality. So we suggest you look more to the positives. You look more on the opportunity to create better systems in your reality, as we have previously explained. And we suggest you let go of the negative conspiratorial aspects surrounding this aspect of your reality, for they are only seeking to agitate the people that are creating these vaccines and put them into a more annoyed, negative state where they are more likely to do more selfish or more badly oriented things. And we suggest you focus more on the positives, where due to the law of attraction, you will create more positive timelines where things are running more smoothly and the situation is smoothing out. And the people that you are focusing these energies towards are becoming more uplifted by the love and the appreciation you are sharing with them, and allowing them to do a more positive job. In a difficult situation, understand, like, there are many sides to this situation, and it is a very difficult situation, and generally most beings on your planet are acting out of wanting to help the planet as a whole. That is our perspective. Can we board your ships telepathically? So, Darnell, thank you for your question. One moment. Yes, very much so, although telepathically might not be the best term to use. For telepathically in your reality refers to the idea of more communicating verbally, communicating internally through your heart's consciousness, using words and or images. So in a sense, you can board our ships in this way, but we would suggest you can use your astral body. You can use the idea of meditation. You can use the idea of third eye activation, energizing your chakra system, energizing particularly your third eye chakra, the higher centers, and using the idea of visualization to activate what you might call your macabre vehicle, to activate what you might call your light body. And you will be able to, the more and more you raise your frequency in this way, disconnect your consciousness from your physical body. Not truly, but in a sense, it will feel like disconnecting your consciousness from your physical body. But ultimately, your physical body actually exists within your consciousness. But for the purpose of experience, you can experience it like this, and actually set the intent while meditating in the nighttime. We suggest it is best after dark. It is easiest to disconnect your consciousness experientially, to shift your consciousness from your physical body to other dimensions of reality after dark. For when the sun is out, the sun actually creates experiences within your physical body that actually keep your consciousness more centered in the nervous centers of your body, more connected to human experience. This is why many of you in your reality feel a kind of relief when the sun goes down in the evening, because you are actually naturally disconnecting more from your physical reality and connecting more to your spiritual consciousness, your true divine nature. And so after sun, we suggest you spend some time meditating, around 30 to 40 minutes minimum, doing meditation on the idea of doing a chakra activation, energizing the energy centers, the red, 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 orange, 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 yellow, 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 green, 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 blue, 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 indigo, 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 violet, white, 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 light. These centers in your body, and particularly the indigo, 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 third eye chakra, indigo, third eye chakra. Visualize the area right in the center of your brain, towards the back of your brain, going inwards, and visualize the color indigo in the center of your brain, and visualize the idea of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, flooding into your brain. These are the ways you can access and activate your gateway into the spirit realm. And spend some time focusing inward on the third eye chakra. You can do your own research on these terms. They are very well known in your reality. Third eye activations, third eye awakenings. There's much information on your YouTube channel, your internet modality of communication sharing. And spend some time focusing on your third eye chakra for the remaining 20-30 minutes of the meditation, taking the meditation into the 1 hour plus. And you'll find the more time you spend focusing on this third eye chakra with the intent of interacting on an extraterrestrial craft, it may not happen to the first time, but if you do this repeatedly several nights in a row for several months, we can almost guarantee you will begin to get some results, begin to see some visions of interacting with us aboard extraterrestrial ships, and understand that you are entering into a real dimension of reality where we really exist. We can shift our consciousness through many dimensions of reality. You are not just merely imagining this, you are truly interacting with us in another dimension of reality. Evermore, amen. So we look forward to meeting you there, Yahyel. Shivai. Did I see UFOs on my flight? Horizon, thank you for question. I'd like to know which race I witnessed. Thank you. We are presuming you are talking about a flight aboard an aircraft in your reality, a physical flight from one destination to another. I would like to know with which race I witnessed. One moment. What is coming through intuitively and instantaneously into our consciousness is the race of Sirius. We hope this helps. Amen. Question from Blue Eagle in the chat. What is the Yahyel's point of view on a celestial event such as a flash or solar anomaly that brings the collective awareness into a higher octave? One moment. Yes, we sense such an event is in the timeline. It has been focused upon by so many of you in your reality for such a long time now. It has become kind of popular in your pop spiritual culture. And so we sense this is adding energy towards an event that was already likely to occur. So we sense there will be some event to this extent. We sense it likely will not be quite so dramatic as what so many of you have been expecting. For example, we have heard stories in your reality that people will pass, the entire universe, the entire planet will pass out unconscious for several hours, and some of you will awaken more easily. Some of you will find damaged nervous systems. We do not wish to focus on this too much, but it is tapping into something, for it will have an effect on your nervous systems and those who are in lesser health. Those who are in a lesser vibrational state may find some disorientation, may find some symptoms of sickness, although we sense they should not be too severe for the vast majority of your world. But we do suggest you look into practices such as yoga, tai chi, qigong, physical exercise, detoxification, proper diet, following your highest excitement to the best of your ability to moment, to rebalance, re-energize and re-harmonize your energy body, and begin to strengthen your nervous centers and your nervous system and your energy body as a whole in preparation for the event, so that you can move through it with minimal discomfort. We suggest you get used to the idea of meditation, the idea of letting go, for the idea of the solar flash is an event in your reality that will kind of somewhat wipe your brains. This sounds scary, I know, Earth humans, but in a sense, your brains are actually being wiped from second to second to second, to moment to moment to moment. And it is only your belief in the fact that you have a past, you have a future, which is actually an illusion projected from your consciousness in the present moment. We won't go into that too deeply at the minute because we'll get too sidetracked. But understand that in a sense, your brains are always brainwashed for just stop thinking for 3 seconds. Try this now to the best of your ability. Do not think. So, in a sense, we just brainwashed you completely because you had no thoughts for 3 seconds. And it is an opportunity, it is your choice whether you actually pick up again thoughts about your past, thoughts about your future, thoughts, worries, different beliefs. So in a sense, you always have the opportunity to brainwash yourselves in any given moment. And we would actually suggest you practice this more and more, brainwashing yourselves. Letting go of all perspectives, letting go of all beliefs, and just resting in the present moment, because this is much closer to your true state of being, your true state of consciousness, and what you might call the enlightened, awakened state, the state of bliss, the state of Chit Ananda, consciousness, awareness, bliss. And so, as many of you know, a spiritual practice in many traditions, in many civilizations, is that of quieting the mind, that of meditation, that of attempting to stop thinking, that of letting go of thoughts and just becoming very present, very silent. And in this state, it is much easier to tune in, to tap into your true nature, your true consciousness, your true awareness, and tap into your infinite, unbound, Sat Chit Ananda consciousness, awareness, bliss, self. And so the more you can practice meditation, the more you can practice letting go of thoughts, the more you can practice letting go of everything, surrendering, as it is called in many civilizations. We merely term this handing over the reins to your higher self, learning to trust that your higher self is always looking after you, and you actually don't really need to do anything than keep your vibration high, and this will create everything you need, naturally draw everything towards you. The more you can stay centered, the more you can stay empty, the more you can stay in a state of no mind, the more you can stay connected to the awareness of Sat Chit Ananda, consciousness, awareness, bliss, the more you are actually putting out more and more high frequency vibrations that will actually naturally draw to you the abundance, the situations, the circumstances you need to support you in the reality. The more you will naturally, intuitively know what you need to do and when you need to do it to support yourself in your reality. So the idea of having no thought, the idea of letting go of worry, letting go of fear, letting go of past, letting go of future, and living more and more in the present moment, staying centered like the spider in the center of our web, then naturally everything that needs to contact in the web around you, and you just need to like reach out very effortlessly and very easily and grab the nourishment you need. The little fly here, the little insect over here. Kind of strange analogy, we know, but we think you get the idea. We do not suggest it is the highest excitement for any of you to start eating insects, but feel free. They can be nourishing and are still eaten in some of your civilizations, we understand. And perhaps more nutritious than many of the things you eat today from your supermarket shelves. So, where were we? We have lost ourselves. We hope this answered your question, and we assume it did because we have come to a neutral point. Oh yes, the solar flash, the solar events, we are back. oh look, we just experienced the solar flash in a solar event. For this is the idea of the solar flash in what form it takes. It likely will be some kind of solar eruption, highly energized electromagnetic pulse erupting from your soul, your sun, triggered by a deeper electromagnetic pulse erupting from your galactic center. And the idea is that it is designed to create what we just experienced, what we just demonstrated through the channel, where he forgets everything and he doesn't know what's going on. Yet somehow the information came back to him out of the blue, and this is kind of how it works. The solar flash is designed to give you a reset, give you a spiritual instant factory reset, as you might call it. So we do not know in exactly what form it may occur. It could be a very powerful, a very psychedelic experience where you go into a dream for several hours and many of you fall kind of asleep and awake feeling completely different. It could be a very simple, high electromagnetic X-class solar flare that causes a lot of you to become kind of dizzy, kind of nauseous, have to sit down, you're forcing your brains to go completely blank, and you're coming to 5, 10, 15 minutes later with a complete reset. But the more you can get used to being in a state of neutral consciousness, the more you can become used through meditation and through spiritual practice to be in what we might call a Zen state, a state of no mind, the more you will be completely comfortable when your minds get kind of flashed during the solar flash. We hope this helps you in your reality. Hello, car 1212. Hello. What type of energy came the other night, pulsating my body so strong? Hello. What type of energy came the other night, pulsating my body so strong? So thank you for your synchronous question, Carl 1212. So the idea was that you are being prepared for the solar flash. This was kind of a very similar energy to what people will experience on a collective scale when the solar flash occurs. The idea is that this high frequency energy is a side effect of the expanding consciousness, a side effect of the idea that we are already moving towards this solar flash. One moment. The channel needs to re-energize himself. There was a lot of this energy moving through the channel. One moment. So the idea is that past, future and present are all connected. They actually all coexist here and now in the present moment, the infinite present moment of all that is. There is no past, there is no future, as we have discussed prior in this call. And so the idea is that your higher self, your soul, you already knew a few days ago that you would be interacting with this call, with this channeling transmission. You knew that you will, in the future time, be interacting with the solar flash events. And these are actually all parts of your consciousness, all coexisting here and now in the present moment. And you are actually beginning to tune into already the frequencies of the future. You are beginning to feel the experiences of the solar flash event in the here and now. You are creating synchronicities within yourself through this channeling transmission, through the discussion of the solar flash. And all times are connected, so this can be slightly difficult for you to get your head around. But you were actually experiencing some side effects of the future solar flash here and now in the present moment. The increased energies causing your energy centers, causing your nervous system, causing your energy body, causing your chakra points to become energized, causing the energy to move more freely up and down your spinal system. You were experiencing these higher frequencies. and you were beginning to prepare yourself as you are now more and more tuning into this timeline where a dramatic solar flash event will occur. You are beginning to prepare your body, like we have just discussed, for the flashing of your brain. We understand it is sometimes termed in your reality with your computer systems that when you reset them or when you wipe them, you are flashing them. You are flashing the memory cards. You are wiping the memory cards. And so this is what is occurring in your reality synchronistically. The idea that you are being flashed. You are having your system flashed. You are having your system reset. You are having your system wiped. You are coming back to a 0 point. And the more you come back to a 0 point, the more you are flashed, the more your memory is wiped, the more you are reset. You will see that you actually never needed memory of the past or the future, for when you are completely reset, completely flashed, completely brought back to the 0 point of your true consciousness, you are actually connected to all of creation, and all the information in all of creation is actually accessible to you in that moment, and you are actually acting on a new octave. You have stepped up the octave, to use the term the previous questioner used, into a new dimension of reality, into what we might term fourth density. For these are the idea of the octaves, the 7 octaves of creation. You have moved from the third octave density. We could use these words interoperably. Complicated word for the channel, that one. Interoperably. No, he still can't say it. We'll practice this with him in the future. And so octave density, you have moved from third density to fourth density consciousness, and the idea is that you have let go of the reliance on physical mind and stepped into fourth density reality, where you actually operate from a state of Zen, no minds, all the time, and you actually tap your information directly from the grid, directly from source consciousness, directly from your greater self in the multidimensional consciousness of fourth density reality. The idea of fourth density reality is that you actually become one with all of creation, and you actually realize that your whole reality is kind of like a supercomputer, kind of like a memory bank of everything. What you may term the Akashic records is actually contained within every particle of space around you, and you can actually tap information through your energy body from the reality around you. So this energy you felt flowing through your system was actually a precursor of and a preparation for the flashing of your body, the resetting of your mind, the wiping of your mind to the Zen state of no mind, in preparation for it happening kind of permanently in the solar flash event. And so every being in your reality may not be permanently reset during the solar flash event, and do not get scared, do not get worried. You're actually just becoming more of yourself. This will be a blissful state and an ecstatic state, a state of expansion into oneness, into unity consciousness and ecstatic bliss. The more you can let go into it, the more you can allow yourself to be flashed, the more you can allow yourself to be reset, the more you will naturally see and understand that you are actually becoming more of yourself, and you actually never needed to hold on to physical mind. You actually never needed to hold on to constant thoughts about past and future. You actually never needed to worry about everything to keep yourself safe. The more you can let go and what you might call surrender, hand over the reins to the higher self and trust that you will be supported, the more you stay in a positive vibrational state, the more you will experience bliss, the more you will experience ecstasy, the more you will experience amazing vibrations of love, light, bliss, Chit Ananda consciousness flooding through your veins, every cell of your body during the solar flash event. But the more you are made nervous about it, the more you try and hold on to the memory, hold on to your old self, the more it will be painful, the more it will be discomforting. So many of you in the reality, not so many you, but many of the collective of your reality will desperately grasp to go back to their mind after their solar flash event. They will struggle to, they will never be able to go back to it to the same degree again, but they will re-grasp onto it, and this will actually cause them pain and suffering, and this is what will actually cause the pain and suffering and the disorientation and the physical symptoms of fatigue and dizziness in the physical body. But those of you that are having these energetic events, these of you that are having these precursors to the solar flash in the present moment, are preparing yourselves for the solar flash main event, as we may call it, the main event, and so that you are able to learn to let go and drop into the consciousness awareness ecstasy, the consciousness awareness bliss of Chit Ananda state during the flash and in the days, months and weeks and years ahead. So we hope this answers your question. You are being prepared. You are experiencing the future in the now. Thank you, Living Poetry, for your question. Lately, I've been noticing people are shifting more into their own bubbles of reality, and it's feeling more and more uncomfortable to be in realities that aren't in a similar vibe. So yes, the idea is that we are still in a state of realities overlapping, and many of you in your reality are still holding on to negative beliefs from your past that are causing you to be completely unable, that are causing you to be not completely able to shift into the new reality. You are playing out the last stories, you are playing out the last segments of your old negative beliefs. So the more you are shifting into your own bubble, and so the channel and you as a group, this group collective now, is a great example of you creating a bubble reality. You may notice that most of you watching this call, if not all of you listening to this call, this channeling at the moment, are actually in a bubble reality. You are actually in a fourth density reality in this moment. You are in the present moment, you are in the flow, you are in a higher vibrational, multidimensional reality. So you have actually, everyone in this call at this time, you are actually living in a fourth density bubble reality, while going on around you is still the echoes of your old past, the echoes of your old reality. And so many of you may find after this call, you go back out into your reality and you feel, oh my gosh, there's people still living in fear, still living in worry, still living in all sorts of third density vibrations, and it feels very uncomfortable. And so the idea is that you are kind of flushing out the last aspects of your past reality, your past vibration. For many of you now, as you're moving into your 2023 year, you'll be making very solid transitions into fourth density reality, very solid transitions into a fourth density positively oriented earth, where you can no longer experience these discordant vibrations. But at present, as we're moving to the last months of 2022, those of you that are still holding on to old beliefs, old perspectives, old patterns, old programs going round and round in your subconscious mind, you are manifesting the last aspects of those aspects of yourself as we move through 2022 to completely flush them out your systems, ready for 2023. So the idea is that what you will call your bubble realities is actually creating a bubble of fourth density consciousness around you that will actually not so much feel like a bubble reality as you move into 2023, because you will naturally be attracting to you people on this same vibration, people who are much happier, more uplifted, much flushed out. This reality, you will have shifted timeline, shifted the train tracks, as the Bashar would say, into a parallel reality, into a timeline where these old vibrations, these distortions. As 2022 to 2023, the December solstice of 2022, moving into the new year of 2023, is a very significant splitting point of these realities. And after 2023, this bubble reality will not so much feel like a bubble reality, because you will be more and more only interacting with people in that same bubble reality. And of course, when you're lots of people in the bubble reality are on the same wavelength together, it no longer becomes a bubble reality, it becomes a collective reality. And so the reason why it feels like a bubble reality at the minute is because you're shifting between these two realities. You're going into the fourth density, Sat Chit Ananda, love, light, bliss, love, light, awareness, reality. But you're still purging aspects of the old reality from your subconscious, and so you've still chosen from a higher perspective to have to step out of this bubble reality and interact with beings on a lower conscious level, we could say, to enable you to get the reflections you need to transcend this reality once and for all, moving into 2023. Amen. Another question from Living Poetry on our current timeline. Where will the first mass sightings take place? So, you may notice that the channel has answered this yesterday. We actually did a channeling on this very topic yesterday. So, for the moment, we will leave that question there, and we suggest you look at the channel's previous question on this topic. Amen. The channel's previous video, our channeling. We did a channeling yesterday, and we uploaded it synchronistically with the channel yesterday to his channel. So check out the previous channeling entitled Yahyel Mothership to Fly Over New York. And that might have given away a bit of an answer to the question. One moment. Any tips to anchor hybrid energies? Something that can help with contact meditation. All right. We take this as a synchronous occurrence that the hybrid children would now like to communicate with you. So the best way we can offer you to anchor the hybrid energies is to let them speak to you in this time. So one moment, the hybrid children are waiting on the other end of this line to communicate with you right now. One moment, 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 one moment. Hello, everyone. Hello, we are the hybrid children. I am Yo-Yo. You can call me Yo-Yo. Hello. I am a male hybrid child around what you would call 7 years of age if you were to equate it to the solar cycles of your world. Hello. We like to play with cubes, 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 6-sided cubes, for they are very connected to your dimension. And we notice children in your reality play with cubes, 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 for cubes are symbolic of third density, third dimensional reality. So we play with cubes, form, form, square, cube, form, for the idea of exploring the room of form, a square room of form, a square room of formality. And we levitate our cubes. We can make our cubes levitate on our ships. Some of you remember playing with us on the Yahyel mothership, the Yahyel mother room, in the playroom, as we may term it. Many of you have met us, and you may remember us playing with cubes and tetrahedrons. Tetrahedrons. The cube is symbolic of third density reality. The tetrahedron is more symbolic of our fourth density reality. So tetrahedron, fourth density, cube, third density. Play, 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 fun. Who of you remember playing with us with cubes, cubes, cubes? We play yo-yo with the cube. We go boing, 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 boing. No string attached. No string needed. Cubes, cubes, cubes. Think about cubes. Cubes, 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 cubes. Hello, I'm Tahinio. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that transmission with Yo-Yo of the Hybrid Children and his discussion about playing yo-yo with a cube. So if any of you would like to interact with Yo-Yo of the Hybrid Children in the future, we may do this in future transmissions. So that was an opportunity to anchor in the energies of the Hybrid Children, to remind some of you that you have been on the ships playing with cubes in their dimension, in their reality, on our ship, in what we made term the playroom in the Yahyel mothership, just over from the garden area in the center of our craft, with our fountains and our springs and our palm trees. Perhaps this is bringing back some memories from some of you. And the pyramidal glass structure roof over the garden area. These things can help you tune into the Hybrid Children frequency. Question from Jess M. Question: any messages from the Yahyel about the energies around me at work and how I can release the anxiety experienced from the dense, heavy reptilian vibes or general insight for me? Blessings. Any messages from the Yahyel about the energies around me at work and how I can release the anxiety experienced from the dense, heavy reptilian vibes or general insight for me? Blessings. So Jess M, thank you for your question. A very, very good question, very pertinent for many beings in your reality at this time. We suggest you remember this transmission. We suggest you remember this call and any of the future calls in future timelines, for this call is coming up regularly on Saturday mornings. So we suggest you tune into the frequencies. Remind yourself of this call and remind yourself of the discussion we had about bubble realities for a previous questioner, and remind yourself that this is a bubble reality. We have created a bubble reality around us at present through focus, through very pertinent, very laser-like focus on a specific frequency, a specific dimension, a specific vibration of reality. So the interaction we are having at present is very naturally causing a bubble reality to be created around all of us. We have actually created a bubble reality, a bubble consciousness within our consciousness at this moment, during this call, right now. And it is due to having a very laser-like focus on a very specific frequency, not allowing the mind to wander. It is much easier to do it in this situation, in this call, in this transmission, due to the fact that the channel is creating a constant stream of energy, a constant flow of consciousness, a constant flow of vibration for you all to focus your vibration on, for you all to focus your frequency on. And so it is much less easier for your minds to wander into your outside circumstances. So remember now, focus now on how you are focusing. Become aware of how we have created this vibrational reality of higher consciousness, a fourth density bubble around us, this group has created. Become aware how you are doing this. What is going on in your consciousness is allowing you to do it. It is the point of focus. You are totally focused on the fourth density frequencies of the channel's information, of our information we are sharing with you now, of the questions in your reality, of the interaction with the beings around you. And so, yes, it is much easier to do it now than it will be when you're back in your environment with other vibrations around you. However, the more you can remind yourself of this experience, how you have created a bubble reality through laser-like focus on a specific frequency, on specific informations, on specific vibrations, the more you will be able to use this in your work situation, in your situation where you are surrounded by other energies, to create a bubble reality, as we've been discussing in this call in other questions, around yourself. So you can begin to use the idea of creating a bubble reality around yourself by only focusing on things like this, only focusing on what you prefer. And you may find it challenging at first, but it is going to become much, much easier as we move through the next few months into 2023. So understand, if you're practicing now and you'll find yourself that you're trying to focus on fourth density frequencies, such as what we are experiencing now in your reality, but you find your mind keeps wandering back to outside distractions, to outside thoughts, to fear-based realities, to lower vibrations. Understand that that's okay, it's all good and well, because you're preparing yourself for the next few months. And as we move through September, October, November, December into the bliss energies of January, we are expecting to come into your reality. You will find it more and more and more easier to do so. So keep practicing, keep reminding yourself to focus on things you prefer. Remember this conversation, remember this channeling, remember how this made you feel. Remember how you stepped into a fourth density bubble reality when nothing outside of you was affecting during this transmission. And practice focusing on what you prefer and doing things to uplift you, and the more you will create the radiance. And when you cross a certain threshold, this is going to be the challenge for you over the next few weeks, to quote, when you are below this threshold vibrationally, you will find it difficult to stabilize in the fourth density vibrations. But you will find at some point, the more you practice focusing on these kind of vibrations, focusing on extraterrestrials, just by thinking about our civilization, thinking about other extraterrestrial civilization, thinking about this transmission, thinking about the beings you are connecting with in this call, in the chat, you will naturally begin to step up your frequency into the higher band frequencies. And at some point you will cross a threshold, and it will actually be more difficult to drop down into the other frequencies. And this will happen more and more over the coming months in your reality. So practice creating a bubble reality around yourself by focusing upon what you prefer. Shivai. What do the Yahyel have to say about the law of assumption? Well, we do not know the terminology exactly, the law of assumption. We have not heard this as spirituality, but we understand that to assume something basically means to believe something. What you assume to be true is what you believe to be true. So we could call this the law of belief, and the idea that your beliefs create your reality. The law that what you assume to be true is true. And so this is very true and very pertinent and very very important for your reality at this time. The idea is that your beliefs create your reality around you. Your beliefs create your experiences. Your assumptions create your reality. So in any given moment, if you assume that whatever's happening to you is the best thing that could possibly happen to you, for it is created by your higher self for your own growth, your own expansion, your own entry into more Chit Ananda, more bliss, consciousness, awareness of yourself, the more you will create this reality for yourself, and the more you will create positive experiences in your reality. If you are to assume in any given moment that what is happening to you is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you and is only bad and things are only going to get worse, this is the reality you will create for yourselves. Things will get worse, things will become more depressing, more chaotic, and you will get stuck more and more in the non-preferential timelines. So we suggest you go with the assumption that everything that is occurring to you is exactly what you need to occur to you in any given moment. It is exactly what your higher self wishes to create for you in any given moment, for your own benefit, your own upliftment, your own well-being. And the more you do this in any given moment, the more you will create for yourself in the present moment, as we have described at the start of this transmission, at the start of this channeling. The more you stay centered in the present moment, using the law of assumption or the law of a belief to believe that everything is happening is actually perfect, is actually well, is actually good. Anything that you define positively can only have a positive outcome in another future now. We hope this helps. Shivai. Any idea on what this fall and winter have in store for the US, for economy? So the idea is that, as we have previously discussed in this transmission, the idea that the final months of this year of 2022 are about letting go of the final shadows, letting go of the final darkness, letting go of the final chaos in your individual psyche, in your subconscious minds, as a kind of purging, preparing for the bliss energies that are going to enter into your reality in 2023 as we enter into January. And you will experience more and more of this, more and more of the positive vibrations, personally and individually, in your reality as we go through the final months of this year. However, as a side effect of this, it will drag to the surface more of the darkness wedged in your subconscious mind for the final purging as we move into 2023. And as this is happening on so many of you, you are also creating collective reflections, and this is acting collectively. You are dredging to the surface more of the dregs of your reality, more of the dregs of your politics, more of the strain of the financial system, more of the strain of your society, to get it all out onto the surface so you can see your political system for the fragile infrastructure it is, so you can see your financial systems for the fragile infrastructures that they are, and so that you can become very clear on what it is you wish to create in your reality moving into 2023. So the idea is that your old systems, your old socio-economic systems, as we have been saying for some time, as is the Bashar in your reality, are falling away. They are collapsing to make way for the new. The most you can do individually and collectively in your reality to create a safety net so that you do not see too much chaos in your reality is follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability in every given moment. And this will naturally draw you to your cog in the machine. This will naturally draw you to your part in the plan. This will naturally draw you to your co-creation in the divine game of the salvation of Earth. And so some of you, perhaps some of you even in this call, will be drawn to creating new financial systems, and we are seeing this in your reality with the creation of cryptocurrency, which isn't yet at the point where it can replace the current financial system, but is moving in this direction. So those of you that have been fascinated by the idea of cryptocurrency, it is highly likely that it is part of your path to be involved in the creation of the new financial system that will replace the old. Those of you that are drawn to politics, and particularly to this transmission at this time, you may find that many of you in this call at the minute are drawn to politics because We are drawn to political interaction ultimately further down timeline, and the channel is somewhat drawn to politics. He will see this more and more in his future path unfolding. And so very much part of our path and our civilization, in your civilization as a Yahyel, is kind of political. So many of you drawn to this interaction and this time are actually to pay some form of political interaction in your reality. And so keep following your excitement in whatever form, and it will not be in the traditional political sense. You will not understand it, the politics, until in the future, most likely for many of you. So just keep following your excitement and understand that the information you are sharing with your reality is political in nature. The very idea that you are interacting with us at this time shows that you are politically inclined. So very good for following your political excitement. Even if we sense a bit of an energy coming up in this call, people are like, politics. I'm not interested by politics. I'm not excited by politics. But the idea is that by interacting with this way in this time, you are actually beginning to take on a political role in your civilization. This will make more sense in the future. So the idea is that the more of you follow your excitement to the moment, the more of you are going to be available to prop up, to create a safety net and a support system to support your civilization and your society as it begins to go through a natural decline, which is a very natural thing that needs to occur to allow the new energies into your reality for the upliftment of your civilization. So you will be seeing more political instability, you will be seeing more financial instability in your civilization, and this is to give your collective consciousness an opportunity to begin asking the questions: how can we create a better political system? How can we create a better financial system? And moving into 2022, these somewhat heavy energies of asking yourself these questions and seeing the turmoil in your outer reality will begin to uplift you as you move into 2023, and you begin to see the answers to how to create a new system in your reality. Question: why do the small greys seem to be collectively observing the seeming absence of the people I think I know? Why do the small greys seem to be collectively observing the seeming absence of the people I think I know? Why do, this is from Twin Twix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why do the small greys seem to be collectively observing the seeming absence of the people I think I know? We not fully understand your question. However, we sense you are in the midst of a timeline shift. This is a very positive aspect to your life experience, and people apparently disappearing out of your reality are a sign that you are shifting timelines, and the small greys, as you term them, are very interested in humans as they shift timelines. So you are being observed as you are going through a very positive timeline shift in your reality. Question from Robin: are the hybrids trying to replace humans? One moment. Robin: are the hybrids trying to replace humans? One moment. Good question. One moment. In a sense, yes. However, do not let this worry you. Do not let this scare you. We understand that some of you may misinterpret this, that we're trying to take over your civilization. That is not our intent. It is up to you. This is a co-creation. So the idea is that, in a sense, you are replacing yourselves. In a sense, the shift from third density to fourth density is an experience of replacing humans, for you are shifting out of what you may term human consciousness into what you may term an entirely new form of consciousness. So we could say that you're actually becoming more human, more of who you truly are, more of who you came here to be. So we could actually say we're here to create a true human, a higher dimensional human. But the idea is that what you may term humans at present are beings that are oriented towards the physical mind, the use of fear in a sense, because the idea is that the physical mind is very connected to the fear vibration, the fear that you have to control everything in your reality and keep control of everything and think about everything to keep everything safe so your reality doesn't fall to pieces. The shift into fourth density reality is the shift into the understanding that you can create your reality vibrationally from your heart. And the more you let go and hand over the idea of the reality creation to your higher self and what actually occurs in your reality to your higher self, and understand that all you really need to do is be present in the present moment and stay in the vibration you wish, and the understanding that the vibration you create will create the reality you see around you, and all you need to do is tune into the intuition which will come to you in the present moment to act in a certain way. So in a sense, you are kind of naturally replacing yourselves by going through a transformation of consciousness. Yes, there is an agenda we have to begin to interbreed with your species. From our perspective, you have agreed to this from a higher perspective. It is part of the soul's journey. It is part of the soul's mission from higher selves, from the perspective of your soul. There has been agreements that you have all made to create a hybrid species that will enhance your earth, that will bring more love to your earth, that will bring more compassion to your earth, that will bring more Sat, Chit, Ananda, consciousness, awareness, bliss to your earth. And so the idea is that by interbreeding with your species, creating a new hybrid species, we are actually radically accelerating the evolution of consciousness in your earth. It will enable more beings on earth to experience more bliss, more joy, more freedom, more of the ability to create the reality you prefer moment to moment, more of the ability to leave behind suffering once and for all in your dimension. It will allow your reality to shift to a place where it can become a great beacon in the universe, where it will shine brightly consciousness out across your galaxy, where the frequency of Sat Chit Ananda, the frequency of consciousness, awareness, bliss, will radiate out so brightly from the aura of your world that it will be seen, that it will be connected to, and then it will be picked upon from other civilizations. And so other civilizations in other parts of the world, other parts of your universe, other parts of your galaxy that are going through challenging times, as you are now, in the future timeline, in the future now, you will be able to act as guides to them. You will be able to act to them as we are to you now. And you will be able to assist many beings in many ways, in many realities. So, in a sense, yes, there is an agenda to replace the human. It has been collectively agreed upon in our understanding from your higher selves, from a soul level. If you tune into your hearts, you will know this to be true. You will know this to be true in the heart of your being. You will know this to be true in the core of yourself. Tune into whether it feels good. Does it feel exciting to create a new hybrid species? Does it feel exciting to create a new hybrid race? Does it feel exciting to radically accelerate the expansion of consciousness on your earth? And of course, this has been happening for many eons in your reality. There has been extraterrestrial interbreeding with your civilization in the past. There is always breeding with different civilizations. More and more, your species is moving abroad and finding it more exciting to take partners from other civilization, other parts of the world, to create what you may call hybrid species. With, for example, the Chinese interbreeding with the English, the US Americans having children with the Japanese, the African Americans having children with the Nordics. This is a natural process. So it may seem scary, but this is a natural process that has been happening in your world for a long time. So do not fret. It is part of the God Creator's wish, as we understand it to the best of our ability, that life moves forward. This is a very natural form of creation. Everything in creation is always changing. Everything in creation is always evolving. Everything in creation is always moving from one form to another. Everything in creation is always rising in frequency, rising in consciousness, expanding in knowledge, expanding in wisdom, and expanding in Chit Ananda, consciousness, awareness, bliss. So in a sense, yes, understand we are not taking over your civilization. It is up to you to choose. We will certainly not force anything on anyone. However, we suggest you tune into your hearts, suggest you tune into your heart's desire, and suggest you tune in to what feels correct when you have the opportunity to interact in this way with a beautiful hybrid being from our civilization. Amen. You may be surprised how you feel energetically. See what occurs. We will talk about this more in another now. Good day. Hey guys, so it seems like I spontaneously came out of the channeling state. It seems like the Yahyel wanted to end it on that question. They found it very important, I think, very relevant that we ponder this situation, because of course it's a very powerful question. What was the question again? Are the hybrids trained to replace humans? Yeah, like this is a super big question, and probably why I spontaneously they seem to it's unusual for them to end the channel from their end. It's normally comes from my end. So it felt like they wanted to end it there, like and so yeah, it's a very pertinent question, because are the hybrids trying to replace the humans? So as I understand it, that there is this agenda for the hybrid beings, such as the Yahyel, the Shikani, Bashar civilization, the other hybrid species connected to Bashar and the Yahyel, to create a new hybrid race with the humans. And so from what they suggested there at the end of the transmission, it's likely that some of us, I don't know if I want to include myself in this, are going to be physically having sex with extraterrestrials. That seems to be what they were suggesting there. Of course, some of it has been done in the past through, I don't know, what we might call test tube babies. It's not a very nice term, is it? But through genetic interaction. And Bashar talks about this quite a lot, how like there's something like 5 hybrid races. There's the Yahyel, which are one hybrid species, the Shikani, which are another hybrid species, and those 5 hybrid, and there's some other hybrid. Playel, I sometimes bring through a species called the Playel. Perhaps we'll channel them in the future. Someone remind me to channel the Playel in another transmission. I'm going to do these every Saturday at the same time, by the way, from now on. That's the plan. So in the 5 hybrid species, I think this is how it goes. So are gonna breed together to create a 6th hybrid species, which is going to be all the hybrid species like bred with humans. That's going to be the 6th hybrid species, and eventually everyone's going to interbreed, and we're going to create a 7th hybrid species. I'm not sure if that includes like the Pleiadians and some very beautiful Pleiadians. Wouldn't be so bad. And so yeah, and so this is kind of like, can be controversial, like to some people. Like I've got a friend on Facebook who talks about this, and they say like the Greys are trying to take us over, and like, don't trust the Greys. They've said themselves they want to hybridize with us, so a lot of people are nervous about this. So yes, I think that's kind of why the transmission ended there. I think they want us to talk about this more. So if you have any more questions on this in the future, bring it up. So apologies I didn't get through everyone's questions. I think it would have been impossible to get through everyone's questions, because where were we up to? we were up to 10 10:19 and that was like right at the start of the call, so I'm guessing there's like loads more questions, guys, and we've been going for 90 minutes, and that's quite a lot of channeling. It's not often I channel for such long phases of time, and so and the Yahyel seem to want to end there. So maybe if you have this question, if you didn't get your question answered, there's probably a lot of questions that didn't get answered. If you write your question down, and we can ask the question again same time next week. So we started at 10 a.m. Peruvian time, which I believe is the same time as 10 a.m. Central Time, Central Standard Time US, which I believe is 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time US, which must be like 5 p.m. UK time. So we'll do another one of these sessions at a 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time next week, 5 p.m. UK time. And so if you guys write down your questions and that I didn't get answered, and I will do my best to channel and answer at the next week. So if you get there, start the session at 10 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern Time next Saturday, and ask your question straight away right off the bat. The sooner you get your question in there, the more likely it will be to get answered. So let's see how many more questions there were. Wow. Yeah, quite a lot. So, and I was worried we weren't going to get anyone log on and we weren't going to get any questions. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for joining. I just did this totally spontaneously, and so there's 35 people still on now after an hour and a half. That's really awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. I didn't expect to get so many people online, just doing it spontaneously off the bat without announcement. So let's just have a look at the questions right at the bottom, see what people are saying. Thank you, that was great. Thank you, Twin Twix. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Some great questions. Mecca X1 said exactly the same thing. Thank you, that was great. I think Mecca X1 and Twin Twix, you're on the same vibration. You're syncing consciousness because you're having the same thoughts at the same time. So oh no, I'm so sorry, Zaria. Zaria saying 50 minutes waited for my question to be answered, and and it literally right before my question ended. I'm so sorry. Yeah, come back next week, Zaria. I remember you. I remember you next week, Zaria. And ask your question right at the start at 10 a.m. and I'll do my best to answer it. I'll see if I can answer it myself now. I just scroll up, see if I can find it. There's so many questions. Is this it? Oh, I see, Zoe. You said, is it possible for you to tell me what city I'm in right now? I don't know that's it. I don't know if they can tell that. It's possibly. I don't know. You can certainly ask. We can play with it next week. Usually that's not the sort of question they can answer. Let me see. Let me see if I can tune in. So no, I can't tell you what city. Like I'm not that psychic telepathic. You see, I'm so. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. It's been really awesome. See what people are saying at the end. Yeah, so hopefully see you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, it's been really good fun, and yeah, so come back 10 a.m. Central Time US, 11 a.m. Eastern Time US, 5 p.m. UK time, 10 p.m. Lima time in Peru. And if you have any questions, as you can see, there's more likelihood that they're going to get answered if you can get them up the top of the list. So as soon as if you've got a question that you really want to get answered, just type it out straight away at as soon as the live stream starts. Feel free to say hi like first, but yeah, just put the sooner you ask your question, the more likely to get answered, because it's only likely these channels are going to get more busy and more questions. So yeah, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you for joining in. Been really awesome to have so many people online on the first call, and I shall see you all in another now. Bye bye. Thank you very much, guys. See you next week. How do I end the live stream? Bye bye.